Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving deep into heart health, but we're going way beyond the standard numbers to look at what's really driving the problem from the ground up. So let's just start with a puzzle that kind of breaks everything we think we know. If high cholesterol is the big bad guy, the main villain in the story, then how is it possible that literally half, of all heart attacks happen to people whose cholesterol levels are considered perfectly normal? That one fact alone tells you we're missing something huge. And that's exactly what this is all about, questioning that conventional wisdom. We're going to see that the standard way of looking at heart health might only give us a few blurry pieces of the puzzle. We have to look beyond those standard numbers to see the full picture. And look, this isn't some fringe idea. The official thinking is changing right in front of our eyes. Just think about beta blockers. For 25 years, they were the absolute go-to for high blood pressure. Now, they're often not even the first thing doctors reach for. Science evolves and our understanding gets better. That's a good thing. I love this analogy from the source material. It's called the Titanic effect. You know, your basic lab report, the one that says your cholesterol is normal. That's just the tip of the iceberg. It's what you can see. But the real danger, the thing that can actually sink the ship, is the massive part of the iceberg hidden just underneath the surface. Okay, so if it's not just the number on the page, what is this giant hidden danger? Well, from a functional medicine point of view, it comes down to two things that are totally intertwined: oxidative stress and inflammation. And this is such a brilliant way to picture it. Think of oxidative stress. That's basically cellular damage. It's like rust inside your body. Think of that as the spark. And inflammation, that's the fire that the spark ignites. It's a raging fire inside your blood vessels that creates the perfect environment for damage and plaque. So where does this fire come from? Well, you might be eating it. Look at this chart. On the right, you have the omega-6 pathway. This is what you get from a lot of common vegetable and seed oils. They can literally create more pro-inflammatory compounds in your body. It's like pouring gasoline on the fire. But on the left, you've got omega-3s from things like fish. They create compounds that are anti-inflammatory. They're like the fire extinguisher. It's a choice you're making at every meal. All right, now let's circle back to cholesterol, because it's not totally innocent here, it's just more complicated than we're told. It turns out it's not about the quantity of cholesterol, it's all about the quality. Here's the absolute key. Your total LDL number doesn't tell the whole story. What really matters for your actual risk is the size of your LDL cholesterol particles, and even more importantly, the total number of them. Okay, picture this. You've got two types of LDL. On one side, you have big, fluffy, light particles, kind of like beach balls. They tend to just bounce harmlessly off the walls of your arteries. No big deal. But then you have these small, dense, heavy particles. Think of them like tiny BB gun pellets. These are the ones that are dangerous. They're small enough to get into the artery wall, get stuck, and kick off that whole inflammatory fire we were talking about. And this slide right here is the big aha moment. Get this. You can have two people with the exact same LDL number on their lab report. Let's say it's 100. Person A has their 100 units of cholesterol packed into a few big, safe, fluffy beach balls. But person B has that same 100 units packed into tons and tons of tiny, dangerous, dense BB pellets. Same number on the report, but person B's risk is through the roof. And your standard test is completely blind to this. But here's where it gets really exciting. Once you understand the real problem, inflammation and particle number, you realize you have an incredible amount of control. And the most powerful weapon you have is right there on your dinner plate. And this isn't just a theory. We have the data. Check out this major study. They compared a Mediterranean diet full of healthy fats to a standard low-fat diet. The results were just wow. The Mediterranean diet didn't just lower cardiac risk, it lowered the actual markers of inflammation in the body. And the low-fat diet, it actually increased those same inflammatory markers. Unbelievable. This gets to the absolute core of it all. Food is not just calories. Food is information. Every single bite you take is sending a set of instructions to your body, messages that wash over your genes and can literally turn on genes that fight disease or turn on genes that fuel it. And look how specific this information can be. This is just a tiny sample from the research. A handful of nuts a day could slash your risk. A daily cup of tea. A tiny little bit of spice, just 1/10 of an ounce, can dramatically lower your insulin and triglycerides after a meal. And yep, that's right, dark chocolate, it's on the list. I mean, let's just take one simple food. Garlic. Studies show aged garlic extract can actually slow down the hardening of your arteries and actively lower those inflammatory markers. It helps put out the fire. It's amazing. So let's pull all this together. It's not about being perfect. It's about understanding that every choice we make is a signal, and we want to send more of the good signals than the bad ones. There's this ancient Ayurvedic proverb that just nails it completely. It basically says that your diet is the foundation. If you get that wrong, no amount of medicine can fix it. But when you get it right, you might not even need the medicine in the first place. So I'll just leave you with this one question to really think about. As you go through your day, ask yourself, what information is my food sending to my body right now? Is it a signal for more inflammation, more rust, more risk? Or is it a signal for healing, for strength, and for health? The power really is in your hands.